Hello guys, so I'm gonna pray. Thank you God for waking me up this morning, and pray that you help me, and thank you for waking me up, and thank you for all you've done, and thank you for being there for me, and keep me strong and teach me more of your ways to get a deeper level of knowing you. And prayers for my everybody on my social media. Pray that they're fine and healthy and seeking you, and you help them. And I pray you keep me bold and give me wisdom and keep me strong in you and look unto you. Amen. So as you know that I make readings for YouTube to read the Bible. It actually helps me to read the Bible. And it helps me reading out loud and posting the videos because it might help somebody else. You never know. Even though my videos are not that good structure, but it might help somebody else. Encourage them to read the Bible more themselves and pray as an encouragement. And I wanted to tell you my real name is Amy, and I'm from Pennsylvania, and I'm really laid back and shy and quiet and introverted. I don't have many friends. I used to stay by myself, like inside the house a lot. I go to church. I do read the Bible, as you see. I don't have no family. I grew up, my mother, she gave me up when I was 2, and so my grandmother raised me all my life, and I've been like abused and mistreated, verbally abused. I've been sexually abused by family members. Molested at 7 years old, and I never told anybody about it because I was scared, because nobody wouldn't believe me. So I had to live with all that all my life. And imagine have to live with that all your life and can't tell anybody about it. So it's like damaging psychologically in your brain, and leaves scars as it affects me now as a grown up. But, and being abused on top of that, like physically all my life, being called names and always put down like I'm not nothing, because my grandma used to say like, she used to say like, one time she used to say like, you should be dead. Like, how can you say that to a child? But I pray to God, like, I got through all that stuff. I got through all that stuff because of Jesus Christ. Even though, like, all my life I wasn't living for Him. When I was younger in my teens, like, I was having sex, fornicating, and I got pregnant and have 2 kids, a boy and a girl. But God finally came and drawn me, and I decided, like, after that relationship, I decided to read the Bible and take it seriously and turn to Jesus Christ. because I wasn't feeling nothing good. I felt empty doing my own thing and just living on my own and doing everything that's bad. So I decided to take my walk seriously with God and put my faith in Him alone. And realize that He died on the cross for me. So I should be living my life for Him. I started reading the Bible more. Even though I was still sinning, I took my focus on Jesus Christ. And ever since then, my life became more better and more easy. I mean, not easy, like free, since I was focused on Christ and stuff. And I started going to the church. It took me a while to find to go to church. I did find a Reformed church, but I didn't like it because I didn't like the pastors. I don't think I liked the pastor's wife because she had didn't seem right to me, so I left that church. And then I just found this Baptist church. It's alright, I guess. But, yeah. Oh yeah, and if I didn't get baptized, as you see on my page. It took a while, but I got baptized. So I want to read John. And I have a little speech problem too. As growing up, I still have a speech problem. I know I have dyslexia. I have a short attention span too. But John, what's John I'm gonna read? I just want to focus on the Bible right now because there's nothing else to do. I can't go outside because it snowed a lot. So I'm really struggling. I don't have nobody, I don't have no, friends that ask me to do. I want to go outside because, I don't know, it's hard for me to... Second John. So I'm reading out the John MacArthur's Faith to grow on Bible. It's a kid's Bible, but it doesn't matter because you can still learn from children's book. It doesn't make your mind as a child. There's nothing wrong with it. I have grown-up books too. John didn't often use his own name when he wrote in his gospel. He called himself. The following, I'm reading 2 John. The following whom Jesus loved, John 21 verse 7. In this letter he called himself the elder. It was a good name since John was old and had a lot of authority in the early church. He was the last living apostle who had talked and walked with Jesus. Like his first letter, John wrote the second letter about false teachers. He wrote to a specific person in a specific church, referring to them as the chosen lady and her children, verse 1. And in those days, would travel around speaking to audiences and then depend on the hospitality of people for food and a place to sleep. Some false teachers were doing that in the churches. John warned that Christians should not offer hospitality to teachers who taught lies. Maybe that sounds mean, but John wanted more than anything else to protect the faith of the believers. Notice what it says. It says that some false teachers were doing that too, like Marcus Rogers. He's a false prophet, and people support his ministry and give him money and for his false teachings. So that's like encourage him to spread more lies, to support his false ministry. We're not supposed to support false teachers that teach wrongly and teach heretically. And it may sound mean like it says, but that is what God says. Maybe that sounds mean, but John wanted more than anything else to protect the faith of true believers. That's how important faith was to John, and how important is your faith to you? How important do you want to obey God and do what he says? It says the first page, from the elder to the chosen lady and to her children, I love all of you in the truth. Also all those who know the truth, I love you. We love you because of the truth that lives in us and will be with us forever. Grace, mercy, and peace will be with us from God the Father and from his Son Jesus Christ. And may we have these blessings in truth and love. I was very happy to learn about some of your children. I am happy that they are following the way of truth as the Father commanded. So the lady was the first lady. This might mean a woman, or in this letter it might mean a church. If it's a church, then her children would be the people of the church. The first truth, the truth of the good news about Jesus Christ, joins all believers together. The Father commanded us, and now, dear lady, I tell you, we should all love each other. Christians, this is not a new command, and we should love unbelievers to tell them the truth about the gospel. It is the same command we have had from the beginning, and loving means living the way he commanded us to. Live, and God's command is that you live a life of love. You have heard this command from the beginning. What should Christians be known for? They should be known for to love and want to share the gospel for unbelievers and not back down the truth or water down the gospel. Helping others out, hospitality. Many false teachers are in the world now, and they refuse to say that Jesus Christ came to earth and became a man. Anyone who refuses to say this is a false teacher and an enemy of Christ. So be careful. Do not lose the reward that you have worked for. Be careful so that you will receive the full reward. A person must continue to follow only the teaching of Christ. If he goes beyond Christ's teaching, then he does not have God. But if he continues following the teaching of Christ, then he has both the Father and the Son. And if someone comes to you but does not bring this teaching, then do not accept him into your house. Do not welcome him. If you accept him, you are helping him with his evil work. And that's what a lot of people are doing, helping them, false people that teach falsely with their evil work. And they're held accountable. I have much to say to you, but I do not want to use paper and ink. Instead, I hope to come visit you. Then we can be together and talk. That will make us very happy. The children of your chosen sister send you their love. What's the connection between love and obedience? One goes with the other. If you love your parents, you do what they tell you to do. This is encouragement for kids. If you love your God, you do what he tells you to do. That's what John, one of Jesus' followers, wrote about in his second letter. Jesus once told his followers that those who love him obey his commands. See John chapter 15, verse 14. John wrote that book too, and know what one of his commands is: love others. So how will you obey that command this week? Second John chapter 7, verse 11. Has anyone ever tried to make you believe something that was not true? The Apostle John warned Christians about false teachers in this area. Those teachers did not believe that Jesus was God. John told that the Christians not to even allow such teachers to enter their homes. You may not have people coming to your door with false information, but you probably receive a lot of information each day at school or on the social media, in the neighborhood or on the internet, and on television. Do you know what's true and what's false? How much of what false teachers do you allow in your brain? And if you're not sure about what you're hearing or reading, talk to your pastor. You need to read the Bible more. Read the Bible more. Ask God for wisdom first and ask him to give you understanding of the scriptures that you're reading. And he will give it to you. Remember the example of Solomon. And seek a biblical church that lines up with the scriptures. I think I have my other testimonies online too. I made another one. Other ones on my YouTube channel. Let's see. Sorry, the hiccups. see James chapter 1 verse 3. No, chapter James 1 verse 5. But if any of you needs wisdom, you should ask God for it, and God is generous. He enjoys giving to all people. So God will give you wisdom. But when you ask God, you must believe. Do not doubt God. Anyone who doubts is like a wave in the sea. The wind blows the wave up and down. He who doubts is thinking two different things at the same time. He cannot decide about anything. He can't decide anything he does. A person like that should not think that he will receive anything from the Lord.